So this is Bosses Take Losses in Love for a Living edition. So if you haven't already, press the subscribe button on the American New Network on your YouTube and download American New Network on your app store. And, again, I always like to showcase the woman that inspires me, my muse, and the person that teaches me things I didn't know I needed to know. And that's Raquel. And, we had a really cool week this week. Your parents came through, and that was dope. And, as usual, you've enlightened me to certain things that I didn't know that I know I needed to know, and it's made my life better. So I wanted you to, tell the crowd and tell everybody what you've told me and, why I'm in love. Why am I so in love with you?
Well, for those potions.
Those love potions.
Love potions. No, but that's been fun because one thing I want to talk about is the drinks that we've been making because you're still sober, right?
Oh yeah, yep. That's I forgot to mention that in my other show. I'm working on 2 months. I did December, and now I'm doing most of January. I haven't drinking any vodka and orange juice at all. The most I've drinking is on New Year's. We drank a bottle of champagne.
But that was one glass.
Yeah, one glass. That's what I'm saying. It's not drinking. And mimosa, that's not drinking. So I haven't really drank, and I feel good. Mm-hmm. I wish I could do the same for the weed, but you have come up with these drinks that give you like a little body eye.
Yeah, so we're doing the mocktails, or they like to call it the oh shoot, I forgot the name of the anyways, I think the name will come to it. So call it like our mocktails. The Adaptogen drink. We start off with tart cherry juice. So tart cherry juice actually has melatonin in it. So it lets your body release natural melatonin. It helps to release that. So it helps make you sleepier. And it's not fake melatonin or artificially made melatonin like this. And then I like the poppy drinks that have the probiotics because they're a little bubbly and they add a little flavor. So my favorite one is the rose raspberry. And so I add that in. And then I've been adding in a couple different types of herbs. So we have like valerian root, we have ashwagandha.
That's all in the cherry drink?
Lemon balm and kava.
All that goes in that one cherry drink?
Not all of it. Sometimes I mix it around and playing with it. I'm trying to test the different because
I know what drinks I've had. I've had this like cherry drink that I like a lot.
Yeah.
And then yesterday you made this pineapple one.
Right.
That I liked a whole lot.
Right.
So what was in the pineapple?
Okay, so the pineapple one is pineapple juice, and pineapple juice is really good at masking. So the valerian root and the kava have really strong flavors. So I was trying to figure out how to kind of mask that. So it was pineapple juice, and then it was like a seltzer water. So it's like a bubbly soda water. And then I put in the drops of the kava and the valerian root and the lemon balm and ashwagandha.
And all this stuff, is it good for you?
Yeah, so these are natural cortisone minimizer. Cortisol is like your stress. So you have like this thing, fight or flight. And a lot of women, for people like me, and like they say like women, the fight or flight method, especially like moms that have their kids around, their fight or flight is constantly in full charge. So you're constantly like in overdrive to make sure that you're getting everything that needs to be done around the house, food, everybody's fed, everybody's happy. We're doing things for our job. We're doing things for their school. We're booking appointments. You're constantly on its high because you're trying to get everything done fast because you have a small amount of time. So your cortisol levels are really high. This can thus mean high stress. It can make your muscles really tight. It can also like inhibit fertility. It can give you headaches. It can give you a lot of things.
It seems like these are all things that happen to you as far as these bad symptoms.
Yeah, I have really high cortisol
and you be stressed out sometimes.
Yeah, so
I like that fact that I don't work well with stress, and that you're making potions to make yourself less stressed out.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so just like kind of natural potions to try and decrease that. So yoga also can help these. Any type of like calming music can help relax this and kind of get you out of your fight or flight. So those two drinks we've been experimenting. After I get through these and I kind of figure out the exact potions. I like. I want to move on to the other ones, like the morning ones. There's one that you can use for energy.
Like coffee?
Yeah, so I really like my 1 cup of coffee a day. I would like to get away from the second cup and have like an adaptogen drink.
You drink 2 cups of coffee a day?
2 cups of coffee.
Oh, is that why we have special toilets in every room?
Wow. You make it sound so bad. 2 cups of coffee is not that bad, but I would really like to get away from the second
I know
cup
what
of
1
coffee.
cup does to me, and I'll be thinking sometimes, like, you'll give me a cup of coffee or an iced coffee when we go out, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to have to.
Well, as someone that has high cortisol and I have a history of IBS, it's really not good for me to drink coffee. So, and, but it's hard for me to like, I've gotten used to it. It's addicting and it's certain things. So,
Well, I could say this, right? You know, I'm a guy that considers himself a rock star, and I drank when I drank. And when you were telling me that, you know, my body would be able to feel these drinks, I was like, come on, man. I won't feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually felt a pretty cool body high and like a temporary sort of a drunk, not like a heavy drunk, but like a light, unclear, like a light, clear-headed drunk.
it's a clear-headed drunk. It's
Right.
not, you can
But
think,
not for a long
you're
period of
still
time,
clear.
just for a little bit.
right.
Like it'll be over. It lasts for a second, and then you're like back.
I do have a warning though. If you are taking any type of antidepressants or anything like that, you need to check the if there's any type of conflicts with those adaptogens and what you're taking, because it could intensify those reactions. Kind of like taking a painkiller and then drinking alcohol in it.
Like
It
you
can
take
kind
the
of
white
like,
girl pills.
yeah, it might like really intensify or make you extra sleepy or extra drowsy, but it might lower your heart rate too much. So that could be a
Almost
problem.
all the young people I know
Mhm.
take a pill to level out how they feel. What is that pill that everybody takes? I call it the white people pill because all the white people I know take them.
Okay, there's antidepressants,
And I'm not like saying it's bad or I don't want to like.
but there's different types of antidepressants.
I know, I
There's
don't come.
different
I
things that
personally,
release different type of chemicals.
I personally never came. You know, I'm 53,
Mhm.
so I never came from a world where you take a pill to make yourself feel a certain way. But I've never really gone through, and I don't know why, because I've heard of like diabetic depression and blah blah blah. And you've been around me for 16 years. Have you ever seen me depressed?
No.
You see me mad.
Yeah. Wait, you're a phenomenon. So first and foremost, so it's like doesn't matter.
But you've seen every single moment, like every single thing that's been challenging in my life
yeah.
for the last 16 years and how I react to it. And for some reason, I can't get myself to feel miserable.
No, you're the person that can see the silver lining. Damon is that friend that sees the silver lining in everything.
Because
You
there
tell
is
him
a silver
something
lining
bad,
in everything.
he finds the silver lining no matter what. So it's great. But there are still,
Should I
but also,
downplay that? That's a big deal.
no, it's a really good
Instead
thing.
of worrying and taking adaptogens, I can adaptogen with my brain. I wish I could have people figure out how to do that. But they even know it's good to have this, so I'm not.
No, yeah. But also you have to think you came from a time that's not saying that you're older or anything.
I'm vintager.
You're a vintager. But
I'm a vintager.
this generation,
I'm the
my
vintager.
generation, I'm millennials to generation, like the Generation X and the new generations, they are,
What am I, Generation Martin Luther King? What is it?
you are, I think you're at the very end of a baby boomer.
Oh, really?
I think so, right? Am I?
I'm a 70. I was born in 71.
Can anybody look that up? But I think you're the very end of a baby. What's right before millennials? Is it baby boomer?
Gen X.
So
No, that's
you're,
after.
no, that's after millennials.
I think baby boomer.
What
Okay,
is
okay.
before? Baby.
That's so long ago that no one
After,
looking wouldn't even care.
No, before millennials, it's Gen X. So you're Gen X. So then what's after millennials?
Why are you listening to Josh? Like
He's
the
Googling
millennial?
it.
Oh, okay.
He's Googling it.
Okay, so let's keep moving.
Okay, so anyway, but you didn't grow up with screens and you didn't grow up
I did
with
grow up with screens.
social media.
I didn't grow up with
Black
in
and
my
white
hand.
screens.
Oh wow. I did like
So he's X? Yeah, he's
Gen X?
he's Gen X.
I don't know about that. Go ahead.
70.
Gen X, millennial, then Gen Z.
65 to 80.
Oh,
Okay, so you're Gen X, I'm millennial, and well, you're at the tail end. Tia's
she's millennial.
she's millennial.
old.
She's like the last year millennial.
She's
And then, so
you're in
like
the middle age.
Ava is Gen Z,
Okay.
and then Tallulah is. I'll push. Huh?
So what were you saying? Come on, right? Well,
Okay, but yeah, we got through that part.
okay, so So is there a point?
We were talking about the adaptogens. I was landing the plane.
Oh, you were
on
saying
the
because
fact,
the reason why I don't get depressed is because I don't have screens in front of me because I'm Gen X.
well, social media might have played a big part in a lot of people that take the white people drug.
Right. So you're saying this is new? That
A lot more people take antidepressants nowadays
Okay.
because of things like that, I think.
I
And I'm reading a book about these
I
things.
personally believe, and I know there's some chemical imbalances that people have, but I just think people are just scared all the time and they just don't have dreams, and then they spend too much time thinking about nightmares as opposed to dreams.
That's true. That's true. And having anxiety before
Over
doing
nothing.
something.
Anxiety, and there are people that I know that in a great situation, the first thing they say or the first thing they see is always the darkest, worst scenario that you could think of. You know, I'm not even going to say what you said when Governor was sick. I'm never going to say anything about that. But we can move on. So I haven't been feeling well. If you notice, I'm coughing, baby Dusko. The thing about having a child is guaranteed that if they go to school around a bunch of other kids, that they are going to come home sick and they're going to get people in the house sick.
Yeah.
So whether baby Dusko when he goes back to school, he always comes home. Either you get sick or I get sick or we both get sick. Your mom's was there, she got sick.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know that I'm probably a bigger baby when I'm sick, and you don't want to deal with that because I know the other day, but yesterday, I woke up in the morning and you getting ready to take baby Dusko to school. I usually go, I don't feel well. You're like, oh, you don't feel well? I'll be right back. She dropped baby Dusko off and came back with a whole bunch of potions, some nasty tasting shit. But it did heal me for the day.
Yeah. So remember all the things we talked about? I added oregano oil to that one. And that's what really,
That was disgusting.
Yeah. But
What was it? It was oregano oil,
vitamin C,
the mulberry, was it?
elderberry syrup,
Elderberry
garlic
syrup.
honey.
Garlic honey made me bite the whole garlic.
I made him chew it up. It really does good though.
And what bothers me is that she enjoys so much giving me things that don't taste well that are going to help me, so she could laugh and be like, oh, but you're going to feel better. But it was disgusting. But it did actually make me feel better for the day. And then toward the end of the night, I started to feel it again. And then we went through the whole thing again, and I slept well.
Do you feel better today?
I woke up feeling better, but I didn't go through the whole thing.
Yeah, we didn't do it this morning, so we got to go
We
back.
had to rush. So, but definitely do these natural potions that work. And I do want people to understand that they can make medicine, and it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. It's just about knowing how. And it's very attractive to have a woman that can make medicine. So.
Oh, well, thank you.
And
It is medicine, so.
And then what I loved about this week was that your parents came over. So where we lived in LA for 10 years, and your parents would have to fly, always first class, to come see us. But they don't love flying, and they live, driving distance away. So we end up seeing them more often, and baby Dusko loves that. I love that. You love that. But they're the quintessential grandparents that you want your child to have. So like your mother makes cookies, and she does all her flowering, and she does the plants, and she'll sew up anything that's ripped on any of my bathrobes, and loves doing it. And the joy they get from being around baby Dusko, they get such a kick out of him.
Riding Dusko's bike. So Grandpa's been on a mission to teach Dusko how to ride his bike.
Well, he bought him his bike.
He bought him his bike, but he's also been, working with him. Every time he comes, he works with him. So he wants to get those training wheels off soon.
But what I loved was that, well, not that I love, but baby Dusko really hasn't used the bike since he's seen his grandparents. But as soon as he saw his grandfather, he was like, I want to go bike riding with you. Yeah. So to me, it was like a core memory, and it was a connection that he has with him. Mm-hmm. And when he thinks, and I'm not mad at it because I do so much with him. I want him to have core memories of certain things, of learning to ride a bike with his grandfather.
Yeah, but you should do it with him.
I do it with him, but still.
With him?
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
Just because you don't see everything doesn't mean it doesn't get done.
Okay.
It wasn't the first time he's on a bicycle. You know what I mean? But I do take him. But I haven't taken it's cold outside.
But what about the table?
And then your father does this thing. If you go to his crib, it's like he has a garage that he built a workshop. He built a workshop, and he's building new bikes and making antique vintage furniture better. And he brought over a table that he fixed without chairs. And, you know, it's like, I love the passion that he has for fixing things. And when he comes over, if you don't give him something to fix, he's going to break something and fix it. He's constantly fixing everything in the house. That's what he does. When I go to his crib,
He likes projects.
he loves it. So we saw some a table and
Some chairs to go with the table he got.
on the side of the road, and we went back with the Sprinter van and picked it up, took a picture of it, called. He said, "Perfect." And when he came through, he worked diligently, took those chairs apart,
Every day.
skidded them out. I mean, sanded them out, repainted them, and they look brand new. And you know, it's really something that's so tasteful to me. How you could turn something that some people look at as garbage. It's like it's almost like roadkill for furniture.
No, he doesn't. But that's what he likes to do with a lot of furniture. My dad's really good
He does
at
it with
furniture.
bikes as well.
Well, yeah, with bikes.
He built the whole house.
Yeah.
He-
So my dad built the house that I grew up in, but he's really good at furniture, about redoing it and reupholstering furniture and taking things and he can build the pieces that it's missing. So
But to me, that makes it super fly.
yeah.
It makes it very tasteful. You know, it makes it like when you build something, it's almost like making clothes. Like, I don't care if you bought somebody's clothes and I'm wearing my own, I'm automatically flyer than you because I made it. I made my own clothes.
True.
So it's almost like we make our own furniture, and we make our own furniture.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny the different businesses that we haven't launched yet, and there's a couple that we're looking forward to. So furniture being one of them, and then there's the RMH jewelry that we've been doing, and for some reason you don't want to launch that company, but I think it's a big deal. We have all these samples, so I feel like we need to have that come out, and you know, it's just. I'm really happy to see a child of mine grow up with me and you, brothers and sisters that are current and consistent in his life, and then quintessential grandparents that do everything that you want your grandparents to be doing with your child.
Right.
So for me, I'm like, it's again surreal for me that this life was a life that I imagined. It was a life that I thought it only happened in television with like Leave It to Beaver or some Paul or something like that. I found the Beaver. But, you know, and you know, we worked so hard to have this life. And I never had the luxury of grandparents. I had grandparents, but they weren't together and they died while I was relatively young. And then after a certain age, I had no parents, no mother or father, you know.
Yeah.
And for him to have a complete family, to know that it can happen, and also knowing that you have to fight for it. It doesn't just happen.
Right.
You have to architect it. But it is an experience that, you know, let's say I had $1 billion and I could pay for like the family experience. Like there's the war experience, the family experience, there's the superstar experience. And you could pay for each experience. The family one would be the one that I would pay the most money to have, and I'm having it now.
Yeah.
I'm able to get up, take my son to school. I go shopping with you. You know, we have grandparents that come around. We go play golf. You know, with our child, our child plays golf. All the activity. He went to the PTA meeting the other day. Like we're really in it. We're a family for the last 4. You know. I would say our family thing started while we were pregnant, even though we had an untraditional family of all these people that you have been taking care of. You know what else was interesting to me? Yeah. Yesterday you were like, I want to hear the new album. What's his name? The album. What's the kid name?
Oh, Mac Miller.
The new Mac Miller album, and I'm like, but you never listened to Mac Miller when he was alive. And she was like, yeah, but I kicked him out the gallery, and I just feel like there's a connection there.
I didn't kick him out. I kicked him out of my office.
Oh,
He was
okay.
walking around, barging into the office looking risky.
Right. That's what it made me think about. And then hearing the music, it was very DD 172-ish. And if you don't know what DD 172 is, that's the first gallery we had. And we had, you know, a collective of so many different artists. Wiz Khalifa, Mos Def, Jay Electronica, Currency, you know, Craig.
And he's
rock and roll.
on, you know,
He's on a couple of records, albums that we made.
he's on the 24-hour Karate School.
Yeah. And it just made me think about where our relationship started and where it is now and how much of a rock star you really are. And that period of time, like how historic it was.
That was
You know-
giving me, I was liking the feeling of the album. It was like giving me.
It was like a
taking me
live
back.
band.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, what I know is that we influenced that demo,
Mm-hmm.
that age. I don't know if they're considered millennials or whatever, but it was that, like, again, Wiz Khalifa, Currency, you know, the beginning of a Smoke DZA.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we laid the foundation for live music with them and doing a certain kind of a show and giving, you know, certain utilities, what they call now, or, you know, showing the making of an album. I know that we're a part of that fabric and the DNA of all those people that now influence other people.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the conversations having with like Currency and Wiz about what y'all gonna look like in 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and now we're 20
That's
years
it.
later.
It's now.
And I definitely want to find that clip and show it.
I know, right?
But we've been through some great, legendary, like we set the foundation for so many different kinds of creative things,
Mm-hmm.
me and you, together.
Absolutely.
And we fell in love doing it. And it's like Baby Dusko, now Dusko the Kid.
Dusko the Kid.
Also, there's an announcement that he's no longer Baby Dusko. He's made that announcement. He says, I'm Dusko the Kid.
Right, Dusko? Dusko.
He's on the headphone track.
Okay, sorry.
So he doesn't hear. So, you know, just seeing where we were and where we are and what we're going through now is great. You know, it's really like I really got my ride or die, a lifetime
Aww.
person that I've, you know, it's a great investment in people.
Thanks, Dane.
Thanks, Raquel. Thanks, Rocky. I knew once your name was Rocky and I gave you that nickname as soon as I met you because that was an old girl I used to be in love with named Rocky, a little dark-skinned girl way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a great life and she's great. But as soon as I met her, I was like, Rocky, wow, that's a keeper. And then I had to make sure you didn't make too many mistakes.
Thanks.
And then you were ready. So you have a new book coming out,
Mm-hmm.
or it's out. And,
Dusko Goes to Sea.
and we were able
With
to
the
watch the animation this week.
Yes, we're working on the animation. We got some shows booked. Dusko Goes to Sea is now just got approved by the Board of Education in New York City. So we're great. That's really exciting. So if you
So hold on,
want...
you write books that get approved by the Board of Education.
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
That's a stat.
That is.
You know,
Big step for me.
well, you know, to me, there was a time where it was like everybody wanted to be with the most famous girl in entertainment. And, you know, you go through that phase and it becomes a little overrated. And there's a lot of separation, but like, I think it's way cooler for a rock star to have a wife that's a writer, a photographer, a painter, a chef, someone that makes potions and all that with good taste. I think that's the best kind of because you have to, for a girl like that to respect you, that means they see more than you as just a rock star. You can't be a box of rocks. You know, you got to have some type of renaissance kind of quality
Definitely.
with you. I have to be intelligent to be with a woman like you. And when we first met, I would notice that a lot of different kind of people would trust me because of you, because they knew that you would never tolerate a bad guy because you're such a good person.
Mm-hmm.
And that, you know, you were so evolved and had such good taste that, you know, I must be the real deal if you're next to,
Thank you.
you know. I used to feel, that's how I also felt, you know, it was Aaliyah's birthday as well.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, some people always be like, how do you think Rocky feels about the fact that you still, you know, feel for Aaliyah? And, you know, you've always been so supportive, and I wanted you to say how you felt about that.
Yeah, no, you've taught me like every part of your life is such a big growing experience and such a impactful part of your life. So it's who you are. Like I know that had a huge impact on your life and she still does. I thought it was amazing. She was is a Barbie doll.
Barbie doll.
I remember somebody sent that to me and I ran and showed you. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, I said, I never even think that you would feel, to me, if you have a girl that would feel a way about something like that, then that might not be the right person for you.
Right.
You know, I was telling that to Nicolette. Like, if a girl can't accept who you were, then how could they accept who you are?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. 100%.
And I remember
Bars.
that was Bars.
Yeah.
You like that one?
Yeah, I like that one.
There's some core memories that made me know that Aaliyah approved you. You were Aaliyah approved, and that was number one. That time we were kicking it with this girl, and we were drinking wine, listening to music, and she goes, "You know, have you heard the new R. Kelly record?" And you were like, "What you said?"
We don't fuck with our
They don't fuck with R. Kelly, and lightning struck.
Yeah.
As soon as she said it, sideways across the sky.
Cool.
And another time we were at this house we had in Carmel, and all these butterflies, these white butterflies, were just flying around Raquel like as if she was the butterfly. Tallulah was scared to death. And we later spoke to what we call the Angel Whisperer. We should put that on the network, the Angel Whisperer. And she had never met us. We talked to her on the phone. She never met us before. She knew who she was talking to. And she had brought up that there was someone that I love that communicates with Raquel. She said she said exactly the situations, the white butterflies, and there was a time we were talking to some like she said it. And we were like, wow, and it felt right. And also there was this one time, you know, we lived in a farm, in a farm for about a month or two in North Carolina. And I never watched Romeo Must Die. That was the name of it, right? Her last movie, Aaliyah.
Oh, yeah.
Because it would hurt me too much. I couldn't see it. And Rocky was like, it came on randomly. And Rocky was like, I think we should watch this. Let's watch it. You got to watch it. I said, all right, I'll watch it. And as soon as it came on, she like literally passed out. Gone. She was asleep. And I watched the movie, and it felt like I was sitting there with Aaliyah, and we were damn near about to have an argument because she was kissing this dude on the set. But I was like, you know, I wouldn't have had that. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it was so surreal. And I don't know if it was like my imagination or if it was something I wanted, but it just felt like she was present. You know, it really did. And again, a lot of times we'll be talking about something, and all of a sudden an Aaliyah record will play. And it'll be like validation to what I'm saying. I guess what I could tell y'all is love is the only currency that translates in every dimension. That's why I look at it as the currency, because I could still feel her even though she's not in this dimension. And she still makes herself known, you know. And I just feel like she helped me realize, because it wasn't for her and me being in love and the feelings I felt for her. When I had those similar feelings with you, I was like, oh, I finally got that feeling back. And I felt like Aaliyah sent that. You know, like, you know, someone that would be as understanding as she was. And you're like her in so many ways that people wouldn't understand. But one of the real main reasons, she was so confident about women. Like, she could leave me alone in a room full of women and know that when, you know, they know who it is and what it is. I'm not worried about that, you know. And that's how you are. You know, it's almost like bothers me that other girls don't stress you out when they're around. You're like, yeah, I'm going to bed. I'm like, yo, leave me here with all these girls. Why are you so confident about me just leaving me around other women? Like, how do you do that?
You can make, if you're going to make that bed, then you're going to deal with it. You're going to deal with those consequences.
That's scary for someone to say that. But it makes it to where when a girl says do whatever, it makes you not want to do anything. It's when a girl tells you can't do something, that's when you feel like you need to break a rule. But when someone says go do what you want, make your bed, you're going to have to lay in it, you're like, it doesn't become so urgent. So, again, I look forward to the week. How do you feel about the fact we worked so hard to make these movies, these records? We did it ourselves. Your books are out. Movies are out. Television networks out. Music coming out. You know, last couple of years, like 10, we've just been making things.
Yeah.
Not putting things out. But this year, it's different. We have a television network that's out with 100,000 downloads. Your book's already sold 60,000 units. You have a new book coming out. You have a movie coming out. You have a album coming out. I got an album coming out. You know, all these things are happening now. We just got to get the bread.
Yep.
But the last question, we'll save that for next week. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to ask you how you deal with all the bullshit that I go through. And we'll talk about that next week.
Okay, till next week.
All right, so close it out.
Oh. What do you want me to do? Bye, till next week.
I love your vision. It's very CEO. You have Anunnaki on your heart.
Thank you. On my heart, my chest.
On your chest.
There you go.
Hulk.